The following is a live presentation from Imagisport, where sports memories are created with a roll of the dice. Hello there, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Buffalo Bees Baseball here on Imagisport. Derek Jones here with you. Thank you so much for coming on board, whether it is live or after the fact on demand. Today, here in the Baseball America Co-op League, the Bees will take on the league-leading San Antonio Six Guns. So let's take you to our standings here just to give you an idea of how the BACL shapes up as we are ending the month of July. As you can see, San Antonio is by far and away the class of the league this year with a 22-5 record. They have actually had a full harmony till further notice since May the 1st, which has contributed to that. And plus, they have a big smashing lineup, which we will get into here in just a few moments. The Bees, on the other hand, as you can see, sit in 5th place right now. Going into the home-and-home series with the Six Guns, they were tied with Montreal. But as you can see, the Bees have lost 3 straight, 2 at San Antonio, and then they lost their last game here in Buffalo, 8-5. So now they sit at 14-13, 8 games back in 5th place. And as you can see, a playoff spot is all but a guarantee at this point. They're only a half a game ahead of Las Vegas for the final playoff spot in the league. And as you can see, the New England Minutemen are nipping at their heels as well. The Bees are only 1.5 games ahead of the Minutemen. And for the first part of August, guess who's coming to town? That's right. Steve Towers' New England Minutemen will be the Bees' first opponent in August. So a very important 4 games coming up at that point. But let's focus on this particular matchup to start with. Not really too much to say regarding the pregame roles. As mentioned before, San Antonio is in full harmony. And for those of you that have been following the Bees quite a bit on this channel, you all know that the Bees have had a dissonant till further notice. And they've had this since April the 13th. And now it's finally starting to catch up with them. As far as the roles themselves go, for San Antonio, their starting shortstop, Mauro Grigo, is injured today and will not play. So in his place, we're going to see Villela dos Santos make his season debut here on the broadcast. For the Bees, no issues for this game, just the dissonant till further notice. Starting pitchers today for the Six Guns, it's going to be Yoan Kela taking the mound. He is undefeated, 4-0 with a 1.82 ERA and 38 strikeouts in 39 2/3 innings pitched. For the Bees, it's going to be the veteran Steve Schall, 3-1 this year with a 2.75 ERA, 44 strikeouts in 39 1/3 innings thrown. So the Bees trying to snap out of their 3-game losing streak. Can they do it today against the front-running Six Guns? Let's not waste any more time. We'll go to the game table, and we will find that out here right now. Sunny day here in Buffalo. Very hot outside the Imagisport studios, but a cool and comfortable 71 on the inside. And leading off for the Six Guns today is going to be the designated hitter Kyle Drees, batting .327 this year with 13 RBIs to his credit. And we're going to start off with a 1-1-6. Schall is fresh, so that is going to be a strikeout for out number 1. And next up is going to be Corrado Cruz, the right fielder. Just as a reminder, although the leap cards are optional in our league, I am choosing not to use them for the Buffalo home games. Cruz is batting .322 with 21 RBIs and 4 home runs. 2-3-4 is the role here. No runners on base, and Cruz is not a designated hot batter today. So that is just going to be a pop out the third, and we have 2 away. And that's going to bring up Sylvester Shade, the center fielder. Shade is batting 288 on the season with 9 home runs and 28 RBIs. As you can see, pretty impressive card there for Mr. Shade. And a 3.66 is the roll. He's not a pinch hitter, so he's just going to fly out to Dexter Ford in center field. And 1, 2, 3, go the Six Guns in the top of the first inning. So no score heading into the bottom of the first, and the Bees are going to lead things off here with the designated hitter, Dave Wedge, batting .245 on the campaign with a home run and 11 runs batted in, and he gets a 5.56. And Kela is an ace, however, so that's just a line out the third, and that is going to be 1 gone. Batting second for your Buffalo Bees today is going to be the right fielder, Lamont Clark. Clark is the Bees' designated hot batter today after going 2 for 4 in the previous game. .292 overall for his average this year with a couple of homers, 3 doubles, 3 triples, and 8 runs batted in. And 2.66 is the roll there. He's not the leadoff batter, however, so he's just going to fly it out the right field. Cruises under it for out number 2. And that's going to bring up a Rookie of the Year candidate, Greg Rutherford. Rutherford is batting .323 in his inaugural campaign with the Bees, has 9 home runs on the season, and has drove in 23. 2.36 is the roll here. No double control or dynamic, so we'll go with our house rule. Are they the same? They are not, since Rutherford is a left-hander, so Rutherford's going to draw a walk, and we have our first base runner of the afternoon. And that's going to bring up Dylan Hutto. Hutto's the starting first baseman for the Bees. He's batting .219 on the season with 7 home runs, 2 of them coming in the previous game against San Antonio, and he has 16 runs batted in. 1.26 is the roll there. Kayla's fresh, however, so it's just going to be a line out the second, and that's going to do it for the first inning. So we played 1 complete here in Buffalo, and there is no score heading into the top of inning number 2. Here comes Jude Brannon, the first baseman for San Antonio. And Jude Brannon is putting up some MVP-type numbers here. .434 is his batting average so far. 11 dingers and 25 runs batted in. 3.35 is the roll there. Shao is not wild. Brannon is not a sad sack. So he is going to drive a single to right field. He is stoic, though, so he's going to hold at first base, and there's a man on first to lead off the second for San Antonio. Manny Facero is coming up next. He is the starting second baseman for the Six Guns. .254 average on the year with 12 RBIs, and he had a homer in his last game, his 4th of the campaign. 155 is there, and 155. Do we have a home run king? Dot says no, so it's just a fly out the center, 1 gone. And so that is going to bring up the third baseman, Nick Kittinger. Kittinger is .213 on the season for his batting average with 11 runs batted in. Shao delivers 1.33. Is Kittinger a slugger? He most certainly is not. Fly out the left field is the result, and we have 2 away. And that's going to bring up the 7th man in the order today. That is going to be left fielder Marcel Jr. Batting .248 on the season with 7 runs batted in and 5 doubles. Is also walked 5 times. 5.66. Shao's not wild. Marcel's not a good eye. So Shao strikes him out. And that's going to do it in the second. So we head to the bottom of the second inning with a trip to the right now chart. And we have no score as Darren Room comes to the plate, the starting catcher for the Bees. Room has a cold till further notice, but you wouldn't have You wouldn't have thought that in his last game when he went 3 for 4. But overall in the year, 232 average, 3 home runs, and 8 RBIs. So basically, both of them are going to be neutral at this. Well, room's going to be cold, and Kela is going to be neutral in this sense. So 36 on the right now chart. Cold pitcher, no, so it just pops out to the catcher. Capobianco gets it, and there is one away. Here comes left fielder Justin Antonelli, who's been struggling as of late as at the plate. His average has dipped now to 204 with 1 home run and 6 runs batted in. And 236 is the roll here. No double control or dynamic. So we'll go, are they the same? Yes, they are. So strikeout there. And for those of you watching BACL action for the first time, since we do not have pitchers bat in our league, we have a house rule where the pitcher batting result, we just changed that to the same hand, same as what you would have for the 3-5-6. Here comes Rafael Rockmore. $190 is his average for the year. He is also a cold batter today. 1 double, 4 RBIs. And we have a 1-4-4 there. Kela is flash. That is a strikeout. However, it is a glasses result. But Ed Crespo, your home plate umpire, is not questionable or lenient. So it stays in the book as a strikeout, and that does it for the second inning. So after 2 innings of play here in Buffalo, we still have no score. Might as well go through the umpires here as designated by the Baseball America Co-op League. As mentioned, Ed Crespo is behind the plate. Calling the balls and strikes, Dale Sprinkle is at first base, Kevin Sloat Jr. at second, and Dale Fournier on third. Catcher Joey Capobianco will lead things off for the Six Guns here in the top of the third. Capobianco on the season, a 260 average, 10 RBIs. He has walked 6 times. And a 2-4-5 there. Is Capobianco a hero? He is. So he's going to drive that to left field. And we have a base hit. The second hit of the day for San Antonio. And that's going to bring up our replacement shortstop today for the injured Grigo, Viela dos Santos. Man on first. Nobody out. 4-4-5. Shao is not a workman, and we do not get the dot for patient. So Dos Santos is going to ground out the first, and it looks like Hutto's going to take it himself, and that's going to move Capobianco to second base. So man on second, 1 out, back up to the top of the order with Kyle Dries, who struck out back in the first inning. 3-3-5. Shao is not wild. Dries is not a sad sack. So it is going to be a single to right, and that is going to score Capobianco. And it looks like Dries gets the dot, so he's going to hold at first base. So the Six Guns take the lead here in the third inning. It is going to be 1-0. And that's going to bring up Corrado Cruz. Popped out his first time up. And that is going to be a 2-4-6. Control. Shao has it, so he's just going to ground it out to the pitcher. Shao's going to throw it to second to get the out there on the 1-6 fielder's choice. So Cruz makes it to first, but there are 2 away now. And that's going to bring up Sylvester Shade. Certainly needs some shade on a hot day like this here in Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania. Shade flied out back in the first inning. 1-5-5. Home run king for Shade does not get the dot, and it's just going to be a fly out to Ford, who catches it rather easily, and that's going to do it for San Antonio in the third. But they get 1. on 1 hit, and they lead this 1-0 as we head into the bottom of inning number 3. Dexter Ford is going to lead off the inning for the Six Guns, the starting center fielder. .186 is his batting average on the year with a home run. Only 5 RBIs. 116 is the call there. Kela is still fresh at the moment, so that is going to be a strikeout. And so that reminds me, go ahead and just put the semi-fresh to shall right now before I forget to do that. Will Shreve is coming up next. He is the starting third baseman today. 204 average on the year for him. 3 home runs and 7 runs batted in. 4.55 is the roll there. Kela is flash. No good eye for Shreve. Another strikeout for Yoan Kela, his 4th of the day. And there are 2 gone. And back to the top of the order, Dave Wedge. Lined out back in the first. 3, 4, 6. Is Wedge eager? He is not. So he's going to walk. But that walk is going to result in a trip to the dreaded chemistry chart. And as you know, for the Bees, nothing good could come out of this because they are dissonant and San Antonio is on full harmony. So with Lamont Clark up to the plate, we have a 36 on the team chemistry. Batting team harmony, nope, just to pop out the left. And that's going to do it for the Bees in the 3rd inning. So we played 3 here in Buffalo. And your score, San Antonio 1 and Buffalo nothing. You're watching Buffalo Bees baseball here on Imagisport. Can the steamroller Kevin Linton and Mr. Everything work together like they have before? Or will the infighting within the blue-collar mafia continue? These questions and more will be answered on our next episode of Old School Wrestling, coming soon to Imagisport. Top of the 4th inning now, Six Guns up 1-0. Jude Brannon coming up to the plate, and he singled back in the 2nd inning. 3-5-5. Struggler or Gilded. Shao gets the dot for Struggler, so Brandon's on with another hit. 2nd of the day. And so that will bring up Manny Facero. Facero flied out back in the 2nd. Man on first, 1 gone. And triple threes there. Utility, oh, thank goodness. Macero gets the dot for utility, so he fouls it out to Hutto. Nobody advances there. Big break for the Bees. Here comes Kittner. He flied out as well in his first at bat. Shao delivers 2-6-6, and the runner on first is picked off, and there are 2 gone. So we'll go ahead and record the pickoff. Takes me a little bit to do this here on Ball Score. Ball Score, by the way, is a free program. And I believe the website for this is ballstat.net. All right, so now with nobody on base and 2 away, Kittinger remains at the plate, 1-1-5. Fresh, Dot says yes for Shao, so he pops it up. Rockmore underneath it, and that's the 3rd out. So we go to the bottom of inning number 4 here in Buffalo. No runs and no hits yet for the Bees. They trail 1-0. Greg Rutherford coming up here. He walked his first time up. 2-4-5 is their hero. Rutherford is not a hero, so he's going to pop it out to second base, and that's going to give us a trip on the experience chart for Dylan Hutto. However, Hutto is a semi-prospect, but Kela's a prospect pitcher, so something good may come of this for the Bees. Hutto lined out back in the first inning. Here's the roll on the experience chart, 13. Prospect pitcher, that is a yes. So Hutto is going to get a Hutto, and he is going to wind up on first base with that chop through the infield. And that's going to bring up Darren Room, who hopefully will have plenty of room to make a hit here. Although, in his last at-bat in the second inning, he popped out to the catcher. 1-3-3, and we have a slugger. Room does not get the dot, though, so it's just going to be a lazy fly out the left, and there's going to be 2 down. So, the decide or die is pretty impartial. He's rejecting both teams today, as Justin Antonelli comes up to the plate. Antonelli struck out his first time up. 1-4-5. Struggler, no, so it's just going to be a ground out to third, and it's just a simple throw over to first base, and that's going to do it for the 4th inning. So after 4 innings of play here in Buffalo, score is still 1-0. As is usually the case when I'm on the air, both starters faring pretty well for themselves. Marcel Jr. comes up, and he will lead off the Six Guns here in the top of the 5th inning. Struck out back in the second. 1-2-4. Control, Shao has it, so it's going to be a ground out to short. Rockmore throws it over to Hutto, and that is out number 1. And so the catcher, Joey Capobianco, continuing his hot play with a single back in the third, and he also scored the game's only run up to this point. 2-5-6 is the roll here, and this time, though, Shao does not get the dot for Struggler. Champion or patient, Capobianco is neither, so we're going to go to infield drama for the first time today. And on the infield drama chart, 35 is the third baseman Iron. That is Shreve. He is neutral, so it's just going to be a routine ground out for out number 2. And that'll bring up Viela dos Santos, who grounded out back in the second inning. Go back to the main chart here. And 1-2-5 is the roll. Again, not the dot for Struggler. Is Dos Santos patient? We're going to have to roll the decider god die again to find that out. And he is. So it's going to be a base on balls. Again, glasses check. But Crespo is not questionable or strict. So Dos Santos is going to find his way to first base. So with Dos Santos aboard and 2 gone, here comes Kyle Dries, who singled in Capobianco back in the third for the only run of the ball game. 3-5-5. Struggler or gilded. This time, Shao does get the dot for Struggler, so it is going to be a single, and Dos Santos is going to go to third base on that. So we have runners at the corners with 2 away, and Corrado Cruz coming up to the plate. Cruz is 0 for 2, grounded into a fielder's choice back in the third. Runners on the corners, 2 gone, 1-0 Six Guns. 2-5-5's the roll. Not a star. Is Cruz a home run king? He is not, so it's just a fly out the left field, and crisis averted for the Bees. After 4.5 innings here in Buffalo, Six Guns still lead by the score of 1-0. And heading into the bottom of inning number 5, here's Rafael Rockmore. Struck out back in the second inning. Kela still going strong here. 1-4-4 is the result. He is a flash. Yep, that is a strikeout. And again, don't have to check because Crespo is respected, not questionable, not lenient. Here comes Dexter Ford. He also struck out in his first at-bat. And this time we have a 3-6-6. Ford's not a pinch hitter, so it's just going to be a fly out the center field. Shade is under it for out number 2. And that's going to bring up Will Shreve, who also struck out his first time up. Bees with only 1 hit so far on the day. 2-3-6. Double control or dynamic? No. Are they the same, though? They are. That's going to be a strikeout, and that is going to be out number 3. 5 complete here in the National Airways Stadium. And after 5, it's San Antonio 1 and Buffalo nothing. So Sylvester Shade comes up to lead off the 6th for San Antonio. 0 for 2, flied out back in the 3rd. 3-4-6. Is Shade eager? He is. So that's going to be a fly out the center field. And Ford makes the catch for out number 1. Here comes Jude Brannon, 2 for 2 today, both singles. 2nd inning and 4th inning. 3-6-6, though. He is not a pinch hitter. So this time he flies out, and there are 2 away. And here comes Facero, 0 for 2, fouled out in the 4th. 1-1-6. So got a fresh check. The dot says yes. So Shao strikes him out, and there go the 6 guns. 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 6. We head to the bottom of the 6. Still 1-0 here. But now Shao is no longer going to be fresh. Here comes Dave Wedge. Wedge is 0 for 1. He walked back in the 3rd. 1-1-3, the result there. Ace or dynamic? He is an ace. So it's just a ground out the 1st. And we'll just call that 3 unassisted. 1 down. Here comes Lamont Clark, 0 for 2 in the day. Popped out in the 3rd. 2-5-6. Struggler, no. Champion or patient, Infield drama again. See if the Bees can get something started here. It is a 23 on infield drama. Is a second baseman iron. That is Facero. He's semi-gold, so that's going to be a no. And it's going to be just a routine ground out. And we have 2 gone. And that's going to bring up Greg Rutherford. 0 for 1 with a walk. He popped out back in the 6th. 2-4-5 is the roll there. Is Rutherford a hero? He is not, so he pops it out to second base, and that's going to do it. So we played 6 complete here in Buffalo. And the score is still San Antonio 1 and Buffalo 0. And that last result takes us to the experience chart. And decision time for the Bees here today. I mean, Shao's had a heck of an outing so far. He has given up 5 hits. But he's only allowed the 1 run. He's walked 1 and struck out 3. However, he has basically lost his freshness, which kind of has me a little bit worried at the moment. So I think we might be taking a trip to the bullpen here, because he's been hitting his struggler category quite a lot today. However, we do have the player experience, and he is an icon, and so is Kittinger. Kittinger's a semi-icon, however. So let's see. I think we'll leave Shao in for right now, but we're going to put some arms in the bullpen just in case things get a little hairy here. So we will have we'll have Mickey Gosnell and Kip Rohrer make some tosses here. As mentioned, Kittinger is going to be leading things off. He is 0 for 2 today. Popped out in the fourth. Going off of player experience, 13. Do we have a prospect pitcher? We do not. So it is a ground out the third, and that's going to be one gone. And Marcel Jr. comes up now, 0 for 2 on the day, grounded out the short, back in the fifth inning. Hold on for a minute. I need to, there we go. The roll is 135, so that, ladies and gentlemen, is an unusual result, and it's going to be off of the red 1, black 5 chart, balks and bogeys. So let's see what we got here. We got 56. Towering drive down the third base line, hits the foul pole. Questionable third base umpire, doesn't see it. Dale Fernier is only semi-respected. So this ball is gone. Marcel Jr. with a solo shot. And make that a 2-0 lead now for the Six Guns. And so for the Six Guns, that is their 31st homer as a team on the season. Here comes Joey Capobianco, 1 for 2, grounded out in the fifth. And another 1-3-5. How about that? So back-to-back unusual results. This time, we're going red 1, black 3. And it's a 56. Is the first baseman iron. Hutto is semi-gold, so it's just out at first. So he said he lets his easy throw get by for the error. So we're just going to say that that's just going to be a simple 4-3 and 2 gone. All right, let's go back to the main chart again. For Dos Santos, 0 for 1. He walked back in the fifth. 4-5-6 right here. So is Dos Santos patient? Again, he gets that dot for patient. So Dos Santos is going to have his second walk of the day. That's going to bring Kyle Drees up, who's 2 for 3. Singled back in the fifth. Stein's aware. Decision here, though. So we really can't let this go any longer. So we are going to bring Gosnell in to face Drees with the ace boost. So that is going to close the book on Steve Shao today. Quick line on Shao here. 6 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 2 walks, and 3 Ks. And so Mickey Gosnell is going to come into the game here. Gosnell has a 4.26 ERA in 6 1/3 innings pitched. So Gosnell against Drees. Here's the delivery. 1, 2, 3. Both flash and fresh. Yepper. Big strikeout there for Gosnell. And that's going to retire San Antonio in the 7th inning. But they get another one to pad to their lead. And as we head into 7th inning stretch time, the Six Guns are up on the Bees by the score of 2-0. And just another reminder to let you know that this edition of Buffalo Bees Baseball here on Imagisport is being brought to you by PLAAY Games, the creators of History Maker Baseball, the official game engine of the Baseball America Co-op League. What we're using is the 2024 Baseball America set, which is the famous fictional set that's been around now for, I believe, this is the 12th season of Baseball America in the Play.com universe. This is our 3rd year that we've been using these cards for our Baseball America Co-op League. Of course, for those of you that prefer to use the real players, Play has those as well for current seasons as well as historical seasons. And some of the card sets are in PDF. Some are in print format. There's also a how-to guide in case you want to create your own seasons as well, be it major league seasons that are not available or even minor league seasons, like I did for the 1995 Frontier League, which you can find on the free stuff section of the PLAAY Games website. The full game of History Maker Baseball, $57. The Express version, $21. And they are in stock and available along with the card sets on the Play.com website. That's Play.com, 2 A's in the word play. Play.com is where to go for History Maker Baseball. All right, back to the game table here as we go into the bottom of inning number 7. Kela is still semi-fresh here because he is working on a shutout, working on a one-hitter, by the way. So we'll take Roar out of there. And so, but just in case, we'll get some arms going here in the San Antonio bullpen here. Jorge Marcano pitched 2 innings in the last game, so by rule he cannot appear. But we'll bring in Montez and No to start warming up for the Six Guns. Again, should things get a little hairy here. Or should we bring in a right-hander? Well, it is the 7th inning, so long relief probably not. But we do need a right-handed arm here. Let's Katie. Well, all right. Again, probably not going to use either one of these. And we'll just go Montez or No for right now. And again, they're just warming up. Kela's still on the mound. Dylan Hutto's coming up to the plate here. 1 for 2. He singled back in the 4th inning with the Bees' only hit. 1-1-2. Flash check. Yep, Kela's flash. So there's strikeout number 7 for Yoan Kela. And 1 down for Buffalo. Here comes Darren Room, 0 for 2 on the day. Flied out in the 4th. 3, 5, 6. Are they the same? They are not. Utility or sad sack? No. So that is going to be a single. And Room is aboard. And that's going to bring up Justin Antonelli. Antonelli's 0 for 2. Grounded out in the 4th. 2, 4, 5 here. Is Antonelli a hero? He is not. He is going to pop out to second base. And there are 2 gone. And a trip to the experience chart for Rafael Rockmore. So Rockmore against Kela here. Semi-icon against a prospect. Oh boy. So certainly this favors Buffalo. We'll use the decider to see if San Antonio decides to pull Kela here. Dot says he pulls. Blank says he stays in. It's going to be a dot, so Kela is going to depart here. And so since there are 2 gone, we'll bring in Simon Montez to pitch against Rafael Rockmore. That's going to negate the player experience and take us back to the main chart here. Montez on the season, 2.57 ERA in 7 innings pitched. 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. Going up against Rockmore. 1-2-4. Control, Montez has it. So grounds out the short. That was the right decision there for San Antonio. And once again, the Bees go through an inning without a run. 7 complete here in... should have put fresh from Montez. Didn't matter. 7 complete here in Buffalo. 2-0 San Antonio as we head to the 8th. And so Gosnell is now semi-fresh here, but I think we're going to put in a... let's see what we have. We got Cruz, Shade, and Brannon coming up. And so basically a primary left-handed lineup. We're going to go ahead and take Gosnell out, and we're going to bring in a left-hander ourselves. So Gosnell just facing the 1 batter. And we are in the top of inning number 8. So with that in mind, let's see. Who should we bring in here? Let's see, 338. We're going to bring in the left-hander Bobby Chang, who is well rested. Bobby Chang has not allowed an earned run yet this season, although he's only appeared in 8 2/3 innings, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts in those innings pitched. So here comes Corrado Cruz up to lead off the 8th. He is 0 for 3. And if you're wondering, San Antonio manager Mike Cannistrari doesn't really call for pinch hitters on his instruction sheet. Quite frankly, hasn't really needed them much this year anyway. Cruz flied out in the 5th inning. And it is a 5-6-6. Chang is not wild. Cruz not a good eye. It is a strikeout. 1 gone and a trip to the right now chart for Sylvester Shade, who is going to be neutral in this situation. While Chang is hot, having struck out Cruz in a late inning. So 46, hot pitcher, yup, struck him out. 2 gone. And that's going to bring up Jude Brannon, who revealed himself to be human in the 6th inning with a flyout. 2 for 3 on the day. 1-4-6. Flash. Chang does not get the dot there, however. Champion. We're going to need to roll the decider die again for Brannon on that. And we get it for him. So that is going to be a bloop single to left. So the Six Guns have a man on with 2 out. And Manny Facero coming to the plate. Facero, 0 for 3 on the day, struck out back in the 6th. And 3-4-5 is the roll there. Iron catcher. Room is semi-iron. Gets the dot, so there's a walk there. So now it's first and second for the Six Guns with 2 out and Nick Kittinger to the plate. And looks like we might need some action in the bullpen. We'll get Kreider warming up just in case. Here's Kittinger. And there's the delivery. 1-1-5. Fresh. Yep. Pops it up. Rockmore underneath it. And the Bees dodge a bullet there. Heading into the bottom of inning number 8. The score, San Antonio 2 and Buffalo nothing. And so we're going to say hasta la vista to Simon Montez there. And we'll bring in a fresh arm for San Antonio. Let's see what we got here. We got Ford, Shreve, and Wedge due up. So with that, let's see. Who they not? Okay. That makes my decision kind of easy. Heading into the 8th inning. So Julio Jose is going to be the pitcher for the 8th inning for San Antonio. Jose on the season, 0-1 with a 1.50 ERA, 18 strikeouts in 12 innings pitched. Star, double flash, and semi-control are his qualities. And Dexter Ford comes up. So at the bottom of the 8th, Ford is 0 for 2 on the day. So just to try to get something going here, we're going to have a pinch hitter. So Ford is going to be gone, and we are going to pinch hit with Gustavo Escobedo. Escobedo, this is his 5th plate appearance of the year. He has 1 walk, and that's about all he has to show for himself. So here's the pitch from Jose, 2-4-6. Control, he gets the dot, so it's a ground out right back to Jose. And 1 away. And that's going to bring up Will Shreve, who has struck out twice so far. 1-5-6. Is he a whiffer? Dot says no on that, so we're going to go to outfield drama. And 23 on outfield drama is the center fielder iron. That is shade. He is not easy. Fly out, 2 away. And back up to the top of the order. And Dave Wedge. Wedge is 0 for 2 with a walk. Grounded out in the 6th. 1-2-4 there. Control. Jose does not get the dot this time. Is Wedge eager? He is not. So it is going to be a walk. And we have ourselves a base runner. Man on first, 2 down for Lamont Clark. 0 for 3 on the day for him, but still batting .284. Here's the pitch, 2-5-6. Struggler, no. Champion or patient, no. So it's going to go to infield drama this time. And let's see what we get here. 14 on infield drama is the first baseman iron. Brannon, however, is semi-gold. He makes the play. It'll be an easy 3-1 ground out, and that is going to end the Buffalo threat. So 8 complete. And the score is San Antonio 2 and Buffalo nothing. So we're going to need to make a defensive change here because I do not want Escobedo in the field with his semi-iron fielding rating. So we are going to bring in Seth Ranieri as a defensive replacement for Escobedo. He will bat in fourth spot in the order. So we'll make that change first, and then we'll head over to the pitching. So Ranieri's going to go to center field. Whoops. What did I do? Let's try this. There we go. And I double check here. I think whoops, what the heck happened? All right, so let's go. Okay, I accidentally put him in the wrong spot, so just give me a minute to change that. All right, I think we're okay. Let me just double check the lineup here. Yep, everything looks right there. So we'll go ahead and X that out. And now it's time to put in a fresh arm. Let's see. We have Junior Capobianco and Dos Santos coming up for the Six Guns here in the top of the ninth. So we're going to close the book on Chang. But it looks like I forgot to put him in the score book in the last inning. So just give me 1 second here to fix that. While I'm fixing that, just a note on what's coming up on Imagisport here in the next couple of weeks. I know I mentioned earlier about putting Keystone Bowl 6, the culmination of my Pennsylvania Football League replay, on board. But that is pretty much has been fallen by the wayside because as much as I tried to put the full game, tried to do a recording of it, it did not really work out that well. So I wound up playing that offline, and the final score of that was that the Williamsport Lumberjacks, who was Detroit in Football America terms, they defeated the Newcastle Nighthawks, who was Golden Bay, by the score of 21-5. And if I remember right, I don't even know if the only offensive touchdown that took place in that game didn't really come till I think about 3 minutes left in regulation. So it was very much a defensive struggle. But anyway, the Lumberjacks have their first ever Keystone Bowl championship. Newcastle, by the way, was last year's Keystone Bowl winners. For those of you unfamiliar, the Pennsylvania Football League is a spring league that I do, using the Football America set, and it is with a combination of Second Season Express, and Fast Drive Football. All right, so back up to our lineup manager here just to make sure that everything's hunky-dory. Yep, there's Ranieri right there where he's supposed to be. Okay. All right. I think we're ready now to go back to the top of the inning. And so, let's see. Do we bring... All right, so down by 2. You know, neither one is... Yeah, neither one is really my cup of tea here at the moment, to be honest with you. But I'm thinking that at this point, do I pitch Jackson for an inning here and then to try to keep it within 2? I mean, both of these right-hander cards are kind of similar in nature here. But in this case, since he hasn't really had much action, we'll go with Corey Kreider here. Corey Kreider, the right-hander, 13 and 2/3 innings pitched on the year. He has a 2-2 record, 4.61 ERA, 2 walks and 11 Ks. All right, so here we go. Marcell Jr. is going to lead things off here. He homered his last time up. 1 for 3 overall on the day. 1-3-6 is their ace. Kreider gets the dot for ace, so that is going to be a strikeout. And 1 gone. Here comes Capobianco, 1 for 3 on the day, grounded out back in the 7th. 1-5-6. Is Capobianco a winner? Whiffer. He is not, so it is going to go to outfield drama. Outfield drama chart 16 is the right fielder stoic. That is Clark. He is semi-stoic, and he gets the dot on that. So that is going to be a double and a trip to the chemistry chart. With Viela dos Santos coming up to the plate. And as much as I really hate to do this, but we really can't afford to go too far behind here at this point. So I'm gonna have to take Kreider out and put Keone Jackson in. No ace boost since he wasn't warmed up. He just gets a semi-ace. But at the very least, it takes us back to the main chart. Jackson on the season, 10 2/3 innings pitched, 1 win, 1 loss, 7 saves, 2.53 ERA, 14 strikeouts. Here's Dos Santos with a man on second. 1-3-6. Ace. Jackson does not get the dot for that. Whiffer or cold? He is a whiffer. So that's going to be a strikeout for out number 2. And back up to the top of the order in Kyle Dries. Dries is 2 for 4. Struck out back in the 7th. 4-5-6. Patient no. Fly out to center field. And that's out number 3. So we head to the bottom of the ninth inning. 2-0. The Six Guns lead over the Bees. And although that last result was a trip to the chemistry chart, however, I believe we're going to put in, San Antonio is going to put in their closer, Maximo Hurtado. So that pitching change will bring us back to the main chart. Thank goodness. Hurtado on the year. Don't let the 3.08 earned run average fool you, though. He has 12 saves on the season, 2 walks and 11 Ks in 12 innings pitched. And we have Rutherford, Hutto, and Room, 3, 4, 5 batters due up for Buffalo in the bottom of the ninth. And it starts with Rutherford. 0 for 2 with a walk, popped out in the sixth. But before we do that, let's put Hurtado in the game. There we go. Here's the pitch to Rutherford. 1-2-4. Control. Hurtado does not get the dot there. Rutherford, we need to roll the decider again for Eager in this case. And he does not get the dot there either. So Rutherford is on first with a walk. And that's going to bring up Dylan Hutto. Hutto's 1 for 3. Struck out back in the seventh. Hutto gets a 3-3-6. Ace or dynamic? He is an ace. That is a fly out to center and a trip to the experience chart for the next batter. 2 down. Or 1 down, I should say. Experience roll coming up for Darren Room, who is a semi-icon. 1 for 3 on the day. Singled back in the seventh. Six Guns will stick with Hurtado, their closer, to try to get this out. 56. Icon pitcher? No. So it's infield drama instead. 12. Is the shortstop iron? That is Grigo. He is semi-iron, does not get the dot, however. So it's only, he's not gold either. So it's batter is safe at first on an error, and there's first and second with 1 gone. So the Bees starting to come alive here in the bottom of the ninth. Can they pull it out? Here's Antonelli. 0 for 3. Popped out in the seventh. Whoop. We're going to re-roll again since one of them fell out of the tower. 1-3-4. Do we have a gold catcher? Capobianco is neutral. Do we have a champion in Antonelli? We do not. Outfield drama. So to the drama chart we go once again. 16 on outfield drama. Is the right fielder stoic? That's Cruz. He's semi-active. So he makes a diving play for the line out, and there are 2 away. And that's going to bring up Rafael Rockmore, who really hasn't been doing much of anything. 0 for 3. So it looks like we're going to bring in another pinch hitter here to see if we can turn it around here. Oh, geez. Hate to say this again. But you got to figure the law of averages has to come through at some point. We're going to bring in Zach Julian to pinch hit for Rafael Rockmore. Julian was the Bees' first overall draft pick in the free agent draft. You can see his card there, semi-hero, semi-slugger, yet his batting average is .077. One hit in 13 at-bats. Going up against Hurtado. First and second. 2 gone. Bottom of the ninth. We'll see who's going to win this matchup. Here's the roll. 1-3-6. Ace Hurtado is. Julian goes down on strikes, and the ball game is over. So that is going to do it here in Buffalo. And San Antonio wins again, improving their record to 23-5 on the season. They defeat the Buffalo Bees by the score of 2-0. As we bring it back here to our studio. And so just a quick wrap up of the game. San Antonio, 2 runs on 8 hits with an error. And they had 8 men left on base. The Bees, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. And they had 7 left on base. So winner is going to be Yoan Kela. And so he ups his record to 5-0 on the season. Steve shall take the loss. He drops to 3-2. And Maximo Hurtado gets the save. And for Hurtado, that is save number 13 on the season. So that's going to do it here for Buffalo Bees baseball today on Imagisport. Once again, your final score today is 2-0 San Antonio over Buffalo. Again, stay tuned for Imagisport for more old school wrestling action coming up pretty soon. Another game I want to put on the table again is Soccer Blast. I've got the championship game in my 77 NASL playoff replay to get to. Hope to get that out sometime in the next few weeks. Next opponent for the Bees here on the channel is going to be the St. Louis Showboats. Not sure if I'm going to do that next week or the week after at this point. But for now, that's going to do it here from Buffalo. Once again, your final score in front of a capacity crowd of 52,000 at National Airways Stadium. Final score today, San Antonio 2 and Buffalo 0. From all of us here at Imagisport, this is Derek Jones saying thank you so much for watching today. Have a great rest of your day. And most of all, keep on rolling. We'll see you later.